Hello, it's Hugh here from Politically Challenged. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I get back from work, yeah? And I'm listening to I'm reading up and watching all these videos, reading all these articles. I find out that Cardi B rants about how she used to drug and rob clients of hers when she was stripping. They would, ask her, you want to go back to my hotel room and, you know what I'm saying? And she'd be like, okay, sure. And then they go back to the hotel. She drug them and then rob them. I can't, man. I can't do it. The double standards is horrendous. If this was a bloke doing it and saying that he drugged women and took their stuff, he'd be finished. He'd be over. But, I don't really want to take that argument to that angle, but I might have to. And apart from that, even if you don't account for the double standards, that in itself is unethical. It's unethical, but it's not that she's a stripper. Who cares? It's the fact that she drugged and robbed her freaking clients. Why? What? She used them, led them on, thinking they were gonna get some booty. And she... Okay. We better mute Cardi B right now. I've already seen the surviving Cardi B hashtags and the articles about it. Oh, God. I mean, what's next? What else have I heard today? Jussie Smollett, yeah? So we've talked about it. Because of me and how I've been watching Empire since the beginning, because of me, we were talking about the Jussie Smollett case. I know most of you that watch Politically Challenged, you probably live in the UK. You're thinking, who is Jussie Smollett? What's Empire? Like, oh, you gonna watch a black show and it's not Power? Really? Empire? Yes, Empire, okay? But I watch it, and then I've been watching what's been happening with Jussie Smollett in the case. This young man was charged, like, well, not, he was accused of 16 different felonies. He had 16 accusations, 16 felony charges to his name. All of them have been dropped. His record has been cleansed, wiped clean, as if nothing ever happened. What they've gone and said, the authorities, what they've gone and said is, since he has done community service, and since he paid 10 grand bail money out of the 100 grand that he was supposed to pay, they say he only needed to pay 10%. So since he only paid them 10 grand in bail money, and because of the volunteering that he did before, he's scot-free. Here's the thing. Earlier reports have suggested that if he had been sentenced, he would be sentenced to 1 to 3 years in jail if he were found guilty. Now, according to TMZ, they've gone and said, oh, well, the authorities are saying that if he had been found guilty, he would have only had to do community service. I'm sorry, 16 felony counts. 16! And you're telling me that he would have only had to do community service? There are black people and even white people in jail in America and Britain for holding a tiny piece of crack, for holding a little spleef. There are people in jail for minor drug crimes, doing time, doing years. They don't get community service. What's happened is because he got them fancy lawyers, he got the money, he got the influence, he got the buzz, he got the celebrity, juices flowing. He's been given a free pass. Now, whether he's innocent or guilty, for the sake of this argument, doesn't really matter for what I'm trying to say. Even if he is, I'm not even going to come out and say whether he's innocent or whether he's guilty. I don't want to say one or the other. I don't want to. Because I won't lie to you, this whole thing has confused the hell out of me. I've looked at the articles, I've looked at the different commentaries, the different videos, and I'm thinking to myself, I want to believe that he wasn't lying. But at the same time, I want to believe that he was lying, because if he was lying, then the worst hate crime of the century, blah, 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 didn't happen. If he wasn't lying, then he did get victimized and hurt by Trump supporters, and that's worse. Or is it? It's also bad. Gotta fix this lighting up in here. Jesus, is this better? Okay. My leg is itchy. Okay. So, 16 felony counts, and he's been, all of them removed, expunged, whatever, cleansed. He's been cleansed. He's been baptized with the legal status of innocence. I'm sorry, if he was a normal guy, white, black, or otherwise, with 16 felony counts, he would have done some hard time. If he was an average Joe, but because he's not, oh, all of a sudden, he's innocent. And Eddie, what was it, Eddie Johnson, whatever his name is, the superintendent in charge of the Chicago police, he himself said, when he was behind that podium, when I was at a press release, he was the one saying, oh, you know, all he has to do is admit that he's guilty, and then, you know, pay the Chicago Police Department or the authorities for, you know, all the man hours that we put into finding out what really happened in this case. All he has to do is financially compensate us, and it's fine. He himself said something like that, but now he's annoyed. He's annoyed. He's vexed that he had to find out after the fact that he was let go, that all of the charges have been dropped, that he walks away a free man. I'm like, mate, you're the one that said, oh, all he has to do is, you know, compensate us and it's all good. No. If he was a broke ass mofo with no money, you would not be saying that. He would be black, white, otherwise, he would be in jail. But because he's rich and famous, no, oh, it's okay, he gets a pass. The same liberals and lefties that were saying, I don't care about Barr's analysis or a summary about the Mueller report. I want to see the whole report. Or they were saying, I don't care about what the report says. Trump is guilty. Obstruction. Oh, the same people who were saying that yesterday are now the same people saying, okay, Jussie's innocent. Case closed. You're done. You're sorted. You are listening to a black dude who has been watching Empire ever since it came out in the UK. When I found out, okay, season 1's come out, I'm thirsty. I'm hungry for some more Empire. Let me just go online, watch the rest of season 1, watch every single episode known to man. Oh my God. You have no, oh my God. It's not like I'm not pro-Trump, and I'm definitely not anti-black. Hell no. Full stop. What I'd like to say is none of this makes sense to me. I'm trying to be more objective. I'm trying to be more critical about what I see in the news, because 90% of what we see in the news is pure BS. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Like that Christchurch bloke that killed all them people. Oh, he was poor baby was radicalized. They put his baby photo on the front page of the news articles. They put when he was held by his dad to make him look all cute and innocent. No, come on. If it was somebody that looked like this, or somebody that looks of the Arabic persuasion, of the Latino persuasion, or the Muslim persuasion, it would be a different story, and you know it. I don't know why they keep doing this. Oh, he was a lone wolf. He acted alone. But again, if it was a brown person, oh, we're just waiting for ISIS. Remember like last summer and a few summers ago when something would happen during the summer? Remember autumn 2017 attacks and something would happen and they were like, ISIS haven't yet claimed the attack, you know. They haven't claimed the... But if it's a white person, is ISIS ever mentioned? No. Never. BS, man. BS. I can't trust the media. I can't even trust my own senses. I can't do it. Like, you telling me, of all the things that Trump has said, Like, Trump has said some awful things off the bat. Let's not lie to ourselves. Trump has some questionable views, but I'm not going to go out there and say, I hate him, because the media tells me to. It's gotten to the point where if the media is telling me to hate Trump, I might as well buy a MAGA hat. Like, it's not even a joke. I would never buy it. Don't be silly. But if the media tell you one thing, you're almost automatically, naturally inclined to think the other thing because of all the nonsense they've been peddling to us for years. Remember when the mainstream media were telling us that the war in Iraq was a good thing because of them WMDs? Now it's one of the worst things that we could have ever done. One of the worst mistakes that the British government, a British Parliament ever made, voting for the Iraq war. It was one of the dumbest things we've ever done as the Western society to go and invade Iraq. And then who voted for Iraq? Like, most people, like, in Parliament, including David Cameron. A lot of people in the American establishment voted for the Iraq war, including Hillary Clinton. The very people that solidify and reinforce the status quo in the West, in America, in Britain. They're the same people we, as British people or as American people, keep voting for. And then people are going to be more attracted to those who are against the status quo, whether it's Bernie or in America, or Trump in America, or Corbyn here, or Farage here, whether they're left wing, right wing, it doesn't matter. As long as they're against the status quo, as long as they're even a little bit different to what people keep normally saying, for good, for bad, or for ugly, they're going to be more attractive. Even to the media, they're more attractive because they want to hear the same nonsense again and again. People believed in Farage and what he was saying about Brexit and the refugees and immigrants and the EU, not because the whole country is a bunch of racist fools, but because people were sick and tired of being lied to in the same way, but the same type of people. And then if you flip it with Corbyn, it's the same thing. You have young people, it doesn't matter what race you are, you have young people who had like the educational maintenance allowances taken away from them, tuition fees tripled. You have disabled people who had their, they try to cut the disabled checks. They bedroom tax, all the things that have happened to poor people, everything. Oh my Lord, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. But I've already gone up to 12 minutes and I talk too much. This is part one. I have to give you guys some time to breathe. I'm not done ranting. This is just part one. Come back to me in 5 minutes. This is ridiculous. So.